Let's get ready to story! I'm gonna drink my whiskey while I pull this one out. Yeah, I feel a good one. By gum.
Mandy Boyle.
Mandy Boyle! Mandy Boyle! Here we are. Mandy Boyle is the SEO team leader at Solid Cactus. If you have no idea what SEO means, it's cool. And she's going to teach us that outbreak of World War II. Immediately after the Japanese attack on December 7th, 1941 at Pearl Harbor. End. That's all it says, in case you didn't know that. So here we are. Mandy Boyle, everybody.
Grandmothers are very, very special people. They teach us some of the best lessons we will ever learn in our lives. For example, they teach us patience, they teach us honesty, and most importantly, they teach us how to share. In the case of my grandmother, she has tested all three of these things in me. She started at a very young age with me, teaching me these lessons. The first one being honesty. When I was about 8 years old, she was brutally honest. She would tell me things that probably 8-year-olds shouldn't hear. For example, there was something on the news about flesh-eating bacteria on payphones, so she decided that it would be a good idea to tell an 8-year-old all about that before she goes on her class trip, and said to wash your hands every 5 minutes because you're probably going to pick it up on the bus. When it comes to patience, my grandmother has also tested that in me. When I was 16 and got my first monthly visitor, she decided to open my eyes to the world of womanhood by sharing her own first experience for about 45 minutes at a family birthday party. Not the most pleasant thing in the world. And most recently, she has taught me about sharing. Now, because I'm a writer, sharing is a very big part of my life. I like to share pieces of myself in my writing. And my grandmother has instructed me on the lesson of sharing in moderation. Specifically, what not to share and what to share. Recently, my grandmother, who is a loud and outspoken and very vibrant person, her name is Karen. She's not here tonight, otherwise she might be pissed that I'm telling this story, but she decided that she wanted to have me over for a visit. So I went over to her house, sat down at the kitchen table, had a glass of cranberry juice. We chit-chatted about the weather, her cat, who she just bought a stroller for. You know, your average, granddaughter, grandmother kind of conversation. And then for some reason, it shifted to bras. My grandmother decided to talk about bras. She wanted to know if I wore one every day. And then she wanted to know what size I was. And then she wanted to tell me about her own bra experience, specifically how she hasn't worn one in a year and a half. So as she's explaining to me the reasons behind not wearing a bra for a year and a half, mostly because things are, I guess, lopsided, something's not fitting quite right, I don't know, but she decided to reveal that to me. Then she says, I need you to come in the bedroom, I want to show you something. Okay, so I go and I sit on the bed and she opens the top drawer of her dresser and lo and behold, it is her underwear drawer, filled with the bras that she hasn't worn for a year and a half. So she proceeds to then take me on a tour through this underwear drawer, holding them up, describing where they were purchased, what size they are, what they're made out of, lace, cotton, polyester. Oh, it was wonderful. And then at the end, I think she did something I wasn't expecting. As I'm staring at the underwear drawer, kind of like, didn't think this was gonna happen on my visit to Grandma's house, she looks at me and says, do you want any of these? Kind of looked at her and I was like, well, Grandma, I think we're two different sizes. I'm okay, I don't really need this. I think I'm gonna go. So then I left her house and I called my mother immediately and I was like, Mom, you gotta hear this. Grandma just showed me her bras. I don't know what to do. Should I, I don't know. She's like, nah, it's normal, don't even worry about it. So the next day, I go to visit my other grandmother, who is a very soft-spoken and mild-mannered kind of person. She's very quiet. She actually passed away last month. And she was kind she was feeling kind of down. You know, she was going through cancer treatment, and so I decided to regale her with the tale of the underwear drawer. And it was the first time I got to see my other grandmother laugh that hard in a long time. So even though it was something that was extremely awkward and incredibly uncomfortable, it was actually one of my most treasured memories, because not only did my one grandmother show me a very intimate part of herself and shared something very awkward, but I guess sort of meaningful with me, but it also brought my other grandmother joy in a time where she was feeling a lot of pain and experiencing a lot of sadness. So in a strange way, my grandmother's underwear drawer is one of my favorite things, and it's something that I'm glad that I could all now share with you.